state your name, age, and occupation.
Hello, my name is Kyra. I'm 20 and I'm a student at Taylor's University.
Omar Norden, 23, freelancer.
Hi, my name is Nimue. I'm 23 and I'm a junior programmer.
Are you a current or new Superfan user?
I am a current Superfan user.
I'm not a super duper fan. I would say I'm a pretty fan. I'm a fan of Superfan.
I'm a current Superfan user.
How often do you use Superfan?
About once a month.
You're allowed to check the app, by the way, in the interview. if you like.
Oh, cool.
I don't use it that much. I feel like I only use it because my friends use it and they make it sound very interesting.
How often do I use Superfan? I actually check it weekly. I use it weekly.
Do you think that Superfan plays a role in your journey in discovering new music?
I would say so, because I would see all my friends. I would see all my friends, Superfans, and I'll be like, oh, cool.
Have you ever discovered a new artist through your friends?
No.
So you don't go through my listening?
I do, but like, I'm just like, oh, okay. Artists I've never heard. Yeah.
I feel like you don't necessarily discover new artists. You kind of discover what your friends are listening to. You know, that's all that really happens in my experience in Superfan.
Have you ever discovered a new artist through your friends?
Yes, through my friends, but not through Superfan. So they would talk to me about the artist before I see it on Superfan.
I think a friend of mine was listening to a lot of Beach House. So I started to check out Beach House.
Do you think Superfan is different from other music apps?
I would say so.
Not that much different than the Spotify rap, but
Definitely. But the truth is, Superfan only does one thing different, which is they don't stream music. You know what I mean? Spotify has Spotify Blends, SoundCloud has all those indie underground playlists that you can find artists. And for some reason, Superfan is just not streaming the music that they're talking about. It's just kind of weird.
Can you read your weekly vibes and let me know if you find it accurate or tailored to you personally?
Oh my god, yeah, sure.
curious alien exploring Earth's indie music scene for the first time.
You think that's accurate?
Lucky, yeah. Yeah.
Daydreaming on a spaceship en route to a psychedelic picnic on a distant planet. Not really, no.
No?
Psychedelic, I mean, John Frusciante a little. No, sometimes it's really weird, but it's fun to read these things. It's fun to see what my friends are feeling like. Whether it's accurate or not doesn't really matter because it's just a fun thing, isn't it?
I think it describes my music taste well.
Okay, Kara, now we're gonna talk about the UI UX design, okay? How do you feel about the overall design of Superfan?
I think it's cute. It's readable. You can read everything.
How about in terms of colors?
It's cute. I love it. It's so vibrant.
I'm a fan of orange. A lot of people don't like the color orange. I really like the color orange. Orange, white, and blue together specifically. I think it's fine, especially for its target audience, which I assume is young people who listen to music. I think 20 to 30, 18 to 30. So I think the UI UX is completely fine.
I think that Superfan is actually a really well-designed app. It seems like they started off minimalistic, which is always good. You shouldn't start off complicated. It's harder to cut down from that point. The only thing about Superfan is that it's quite misleading, and the app interactivity is pretty low. Like, for example, they introduced this feature, and I would know because I've been using Superfan for 1 year. They introduced this recently played feature, and I thought that I could tap into it and it would lead me to Spotify. But for a third-party app associated with Spotify, I really can't go to that app from this app, which I find really funny.
Which features do you find most interesting in Superfan?
I feel like the recap feature lah. It's like you can see all of your friends' recaps.
Just seeing what your friends are listening to and what they're feeling like. That's all I can really see from it. And the next drop being 17 hours from now.
Okay, so what I find most engaging on Superfan actually is the fact that they use blocky letters As you can see, it's very people can navigate really easily on this app. What I hate about it though is that there's no toggle between night mode and day mode. Yeah. So like it just seems like the color there's no customizability to my app really. And the colors are a bit much sometimes.
In terms of navigation, are there any parts of the app that you find difficult to navigate?
I mean, I didn't know how to click my profile, so that.
When I go to settings, when I go to the settings icon, it takes me to merge from my favorite artist instead of my actual app settings.
Okay, cool. Are there any specific features you'd like to see? Or if there's anything that would better your experience with the app? Do you think that social elements is important within the music app? Like social features, like interactions with friends.
Yeah, I think that would elevate it a bit. Like, you can poke your friends.
So imagine if a band is looking for a band similar to them, they could use Superfan for this exact reason. So I guess that would be a cool feature.
I feel like this page is kind of useless. I thought that by joining my artist waitlist, I would be able to talk to them, but I can't. Or I'll get like at least special content related to my favorite artist, but it's kind of like once again misleading. Like I thought I'd be able to talk to Mitski.
Thank you, Nibwe.
You're welcome.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kara. State your name, age, and occupation.
Jasmine Christina, 26 years old, and my occupation is a content writer.
Hi, my name is Kun, and I am 31 years old this year, and my occupation is I work in music. I'm a music producer in a studio and a label.
I am a new Superfan user.
I suppose I'm new.
I'm going to give you some time to explore and play around with the app. Then I will ask you a series of questions related to the UI and UX design. Or if you feel like you need to go back to the app to answer the questions, you can as well.
Okay.
First question, after exploring the app, how effective do you feel Superfan is in analyzing and representing your music taste?
I think Superfan is pretty effective at analyzing and representing my music taste, but it uses like a week of data, I think.
Do you want to read your first weekly vibe?
My first weekly vibe as of today, November 7th to November 14th. A loner at the local diner scribbling in a notebook with the jukebox on shuffle.
Do you think that represents your vibe for this week?
Yes.
Do you feel like your first weekly vibe ever is accurate?
I guess so. I think I guess it's about there. I mean, maybe I'm not too sure about it myself, but I think so.
Do you see value in being able to compare music tastes with friends or other users?
I see a little bit of value in being able to compare music tastes with friends and other users. I don't think I'm as invested with other music tastes.
Do you see like a competitive side of it?
Yeah, especially with you.
There is value in there, especially with people who are passionate about music. I think it's a great way to sort of share and to explore maybe music that you have not listened to before.
Did you find it difficult to navigate any of the pages?
Not once I logged in. It wasn't hard to navigate the pages, but I had like significant troubles at connecting my Superfan to my Spotify account after I downloaded the app, so that was frustrating. Eventually I was able to connect my Spotify to Superfan, but it took a while.
I think it does the job well enough. Yeah, whatever I feel like I need to press on something, I need to click on something, it's there. Maybe a little bit simplistic, so I'm wondering if there are any additional features that are not being shown here. But as far as it goes, it looks like whatever is there, it's there.
How well did Superfan's design match your expectations for a social music app?
Expectations wise, like yes, it did meet it, but it would have been more valuable for me if it was more interactive. Like I could click on more things, maybe to discover more about the music that I like. I don't know, facts about the songs or the artists. that would be interesting to see.
I suppose if there's anything I would expect is to be able to immediately sort of listen to a song that is like there. I'm wondering if that's actually doable.
It's not actually.
Oh.
How likely are you to continue using Superfan based on your first experience?
Very likely. I don't think I'm gonna delete it off my app after this.
I think I would continue using it for a decent amount of time just to see what kind of where it takes me. I am interested in trying to explore music outside of my own tastes and see what other people are kind of into. So I think based on that alone, I would continue using it just to see what I can find, I think.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Kun.
Cheers.
Okay, thank you, Jasmine.
Welcome.